Hey guys, Matt Larosiere here with Firearms Policy Coalition, and I'm here to talk to you about ATF's new Form 4473. The concept of equality is embedded in our Constitution, that all men are created equal. We don't permit discrimination on the basis of race, sex, national origin, or faith, especially not by the government. So how does this fit into the context of filling out a form to purchase a firearm? Well, I mean, aside from the fact that we shouldn't have to be doing it at all. There are two particular fields on ATF's Form 4473 that raise concern for me: sex and race. From the form's inception until this year, it's only permitted applicants to file as either male or female. Last year, it opined that transfers ought to be denied to people who didn't select male or female. This, of course, made FFL-based purchase of firearms difficult for intersex people or anyone whose identity or sexual traits fall without this binary categorization. The other problems the options created for this community are tied to the forms of identification supplied by the states, some of which now offer non-binary licenses. So yeah, ATF now has a non-binary option, but I'm wondering, why ask the question at all? It's not necessary to know an individual's sex to know they have the right to bear arms. I asked the same question about the race category. Why is it any business of the ATF what color you are, or what kind of genitals you have? Look, requiring these forms for certain firearms transactions is a restriction on the right to keep and bear arms. So the government can't just ask whatever question it wants and then deny you. They have to serve a compelling government interest. And I frankly don't think you refusing to tell the government about your genitals or skin color is grounds to deny a firearm transfer. The purpose of the questions are to identify the transferor. And with all the other information on the form, it just doesn't matter. Ultimately, both the race and sex categories should be struck from the form. First, the government can't legally discriminate based on either category as it applies to the exercise of constitutional rights. Second, it's irrelevant. Why do they need to know this if you've provided your name and address for the purposes of the background check? Third, if some of the bills floating through Congress right now get passed, that means these forms will be kept indefinitely, which would create a gun registry that would be filtered on the basis of sex and race, which should be terrifying to anybody who's picked up any book on 20th century history. Look, the government typically overreaches when it comes to information, whether it's on a census form or an application to purchase a firearm. It's none of their business who you are. We live in America, where we should be free to exercise our rights and go about our lives with minimal interference. Anyway, that's why I think that requiring this information serves no legitimate public interest, and if anything, has historically hindered the ability of law-abiding individuals to purchase firearms through commercial channels. If you provide enough information to identify you, that should be the end of the question. That's all I've got for you today. If you think this content would be important to anyone you know, help us spread the word and tag them in the comments. And if you think this work is important, you can support us on firearmspolicy.org. Every little bit makes a huge difference, trust me. As always, keep your eyes on Firearms Policy Coalition, where we're keeping up the fight for all of your rights all the time. I've been Matt Larosiere, and I'll see you real soon.